All right, well, why don't we get started? I'll make the call. Just because we're here, Bill will be here in 20, Robert's not gonna be here. I don't know where Meredith is, and Teresa, if they show up, then great. So I believe I need to call a roll call since we're on Zoom. So I will start and just say Michael Weber is present. Maybe I'll go around my screen if that's okay with everybody. Tony, just if you could say you're here, that'd be great, please.
Yep. Tony Papantonis, present.
Kristen,
Kristen Simonini, present.
Jeffrey,
Jeff Marsden here.
Carolyn,
Carolyn Casey here.
Bob,
Bob Meany here.
Christine, I don't know,
Christine Trueweller here.
Michelle,
Michelle Kirkby here.
Stevie at a baseball field, I assume.
Heading to hockey of all things. Steve Grenham here.
And Mather.
Mather Eldred here.
All right, great. So we do have a quorum. We only have an abbreviated agenda, but I think it's pretty important. Why don't we go? We had in our emails this past week. Thank you, Christine, for posting or emailing out 3 separate meetings that were draft meeting minutes sent to everybody. We'll do one at a time, I think, just to formally approve the meeting minutes.
Sorry, I could be wrong on this, but I'm pretty confident we need to have 8 in order to vote on anything. And I would assume that means approving the minutes as well.
I don't know that.
The bylaw does say A to take a vote. I didn't think about meeting minutes, but yeah, I think Michelle's probably right because that's a vote.
Okay. Well, Bill will be here, so maybe we can wait to approve those.
Yeah.
When he gets here.
When he gets here at the end, yeah.
Also,
I don't see any meeting minutes in my email personally.
I don't either.
There is one set on the website.
There's 3 sets in the meeting packet that was posted, and Michael, I think Brittany sent you all 3 that were completed.
Oh, so I'm the only one who got them. I assume that they were to everybody.
Wait, I've just read one, so there's definitely one posted in the meeting packet.
Which date was that?
Hold on, let me just back up here to the packets. There's so the SBC meeting packet has the meeting packet for August 21st has the meeting minutes for May 16th. Let me just scroll down because maybe it's after it. Yep, actually June 7th is after that. I did not scroll far enough myself. And June 26th. So all 3 of them are in the meeting packet, not in the agenda, but in the meeting packets.
And the meeting packet didn't get emailed around, I take it?
The meeting packets are found if you go to the school building committee website page and select meeting packets. That's where you'll find them all.
All right,
Right.
why don't we do this? Since we haven't read them, all of us, you know what I mean? Why don't I email the SBC Medfield group right now, and we'll just approve them the next time. 3 of them are done. We're missing the last meeting and then this one. So Christine, do you think today and the last one will be posted by the next time we meet?
Yes, we just hired, we're interviewing, I shouldn't say hired, we're interviewing a new recording clerk that will be dedicated to just this committee and one other. So they're just going through the interview process now, but we should have them on board and ready to go.
Okay. So I've just emailed everybody's SBC account. The 3 meeting packets that were, I apologize. I assume that they went to the whole group, but they went to Meredith and I. Okay. In the future, I'll send them out. All right, so that one we'll skip. Carolyn,
Yes.
let's talk Medfield Day
Uh,
and how we can help.
so I have, the communication committee has not met since our last big meeting. I was gonna try to get 2, if not 3 dates on the calendar tonight with them. Bob is here. And I'm hoping when Bill gets here, maybe I'll hear back from Teresa. So our job is to, we're gonna make a one page sheet, 2 sides, highlights of what the SBC has done so far. And then we wanted to get a banner made, and someone was talking about something small like a sticker or a magnet or something that has the QR code to the website to get people updated. Someone also mentioned, wasn't something the communication committee was going to do, but mentioned maybe everybody answering a few bio questions and putting that on a video that would be located on the website. Maybe Medfield TV might play it to introduce the committee members to the community.
So let's start there. So if we all took a short 30-second video of who you were, name, how long you've been in town. I could send out an email with like a couple of sample questions like that. What else? And then if you sent them all to me, I can have them spliced together in the software that we have. And Christine, how would I get that to you to get posted on the website?
Yes, and we can get that to Katie down at Medfield TV as well.
Okay. Does that sound fair to everybody if I did that?
Yeah, do you want us to help right now with making a couple of questions?
What so I would say I don't know, name.
Name, how long you've been in town.
Yep. Applicable profession or former profession. Maybe
Why you applied to be on the
maybe like what you're excited to see, or why, what's your, just a quick, hey, I'm really passionate about building a new school, whatever it may be, something that rings true to kind of each and every one of us. Does that make sense? I think something short would be honestly 15, 20 seconds each, times 12 or whatever it may be. No one's going to watch a 5-minute video of us, but I think that would work well. Right? Just to introduce ourselves, like here's who we are.
Is there a format for the video, Mike, that's easier for you, for us? Like, I mean, people
If
use
you just took a video on your iPhone or Android,
that works.
my marketing guy can splice them all together and just kind of make it work.
Okay.
And I can he'll do something like where in regard, if we have a banner created, I can help with that as well. So I was kind of going to lean on some of you guys. What should that say? We talked about a brand. We talked about maybe eliminating Dale Street from our name. You know what I mean? Like, what is that going to look? What is that going to say? And then that'll be like the introduction of like, I don't know. What do you guys think?
So I was thinking for the booth itself, right? Something that would go right across it. Robert has agreed to sort of give it an artist look at it.
Yeah.
Maybe in terms of colors, any design, but I think it should be simple, like Medfield School Building Committee. I was just, going for the simple, direct, but if anybody has another thought, I'm certainly open to any.
No, I think simple makes a lot of sense, especially because we want to make sure that whatever we're establishing from a naming standpoint stays through the entire time. So we don't want to say something now and then be switching it anywhere down the road. But I do think removing Dale Street from I guess, as much as the conversation as possible and talking more just holistically about what we're looking to do. From a school building committee standpoint makes a lot of sense.
So maybe what if we, I'm just visualizing the banner, what if we had block letters MSBC and underneath, because it's kind of long, but Medfield School Building Committee spelled out. Would that make sense? Like just visually?
Sounds good.
Yeah.
And how
Okay.
big is the tent or the area that we have?
I think the booths are 8 feet, Christine, isn't it? 8
Yeah,
feet?
they're fairly standard. And you're booth number 80.
And do we have like a tarp you can hang the banner up so it can be high, or do you put it on the table down low, or?
We don't have a tent. I can ask some of the other departments if they have a tent, but we currently don't have a tent, so you'd need to put it on the table, but we can check and see if we can get a tent for you.
I have a tent, like a pop-up tent.
Yep.
I got like 6
Yeah.
of them.
Pop-up, Mike, maybe we
Like-
can zip tie it to the back of it.
Yeah.
For the front, sure.
It has grommets.
Yeah, that would be great, I think, because, so many people, so from a distance, you'd be able to see if it was up higher.
Okay.
And I-
So do you want to have Robert take a pass at it with it, like whatever artist thing that he was suggesting?
Let me tell them this. Do we want the dates? Do we want any date on it? Like
No,
20
because
read a question mark or whatever?
maybe the simpler makes it reusable for any purpose.
Yeah, I keep dates off it.
Okay. All right, then, yeah, I will give this to Robert and just say, can you just, obviously it's not going to be a lot of room, but if you could just think of maybe some colors or maybe lines above and below, whatever he thinks might just make it pop without, but also that we could see it.
I mean, obviously the white and the blue of Medfield, in my opinion, makes sense. Stevie or Jeff would probably be better at because it is the Dale Street Replacement School. I don't know. If you guys had any suggestions.
Yeah, I like the Carolina blue and white would be great, even with our block M that we use now. I mean, that would be, everyone can identify with that. So I think maybe that would draw some attention, but open to whatever Robert comes up with.
So you said it was Carolina blue? That's the,
So, yes.
okay. And the block M, okay, that's great. I mean, maybe you could have a little picture of a building or something there on the, if you do the letters and then do the names, you might have some room right there. You could just do a kind of a kid thing, a stick figure kid thing or something too, but.
Yeah, it'd be great.
Okay.
Okay.
So let us know, or me know, Carolyn, if you need some help there after you speak to Robert, that's fine.
Yep.
That'd be great.
Okay.
All right, so that's the banner, the bio questions. The one page you said the communication committee, you're gonna try to work on that.
Yes,
Whatever maybe you come up with for the banner, maybe that's the top of your sheet.
I was thinking that whatever he comes up with, we'll just put it on the sheet too. And then, it's just the history of where we are so far. So I'm figuring at most front and back to a page.
Okay. And then we have,
We have to sign up for time slots for the
yeah,
day.
so this is on the 23rd, right?
Yes.
So what time does it start? 8 a.m.?
I don't know, 9, 8?
I think
So-
I think it's 10 to 3 now. It used to be 9 to 2, and I believe Russ had it changed to 9 to 3, but I'll check the official times for you.
It says on the website, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m.
10 to 4.
Yeah.
Oh, longer than it used to be.
All right, so
So some people have to get there early to set up the booth,
Mm-hmm. I've
right?
got something with my daughter that morning, but I can be there in the afternoon.
I'm happy to be there early to set up. I have to be in New Hampshire in the afternoon, so I can do some things in the morning.
I can definitely be there most of the day. I haven't set up a booth before, so it'd be great to have some people who know how to set up the booth part.
I can be there the whole day. I can be there early and stay, no problem.
Thanks, Bob.
Mike, I'm not sure of the kid's schedule yet, but I would probably tend to say that I would be there with Jeff to set up the booth,
Okay.
but I'll coordinate with Jeff as well.
And we can ad hoc the timing of it too. You know, if like 3 people are there and you have a community, you know, just, hey, I got 2 hours, go get some food, go home, do whatever, you know what I mean? I'm
Right.
happy to do that. What I don't want is that the booth to be empty. That's all. Only because it's just a bad look for us.
We could just send a sign up genius around so people can grab blocks and have them be like, I don't know.
Why don't we do that, Michelle? That's awesome. Yeah.
Yeah.
Who knows how to do that?
I can do that.
You can help, Kristen?
Yeah.
You mind sending that out?
Yeah, no problem.
And maybe just allow for 2 people to be there each hour. We'll do hour increments. That makes sense? I think it probably would start at, let's say 9, and like 9 to 10 is that set up?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And if we use my tent, that's fine. I'll bring it in the morning or something like that before I gotta do what I gotta do. So we'll just figure that out. Okay, great. And the last thing we had was like some sort of handout, like not just the page, but the material. We said
Like we suggested stickers or magnets or something like that.
what about one of those like chip clip magnets that it's got the block M and then like SBC website on it, like something just that.
I think I emailed a link to that during our last meeting.
I think you did too. Where are we? Yeah, it was that chip clip, exactly. I think that's a great idea. And they do have it in light blue. We could probably just put our website on it. And they're, you know, if you buy 500 of them, they're 82 cents a piece. And Christine, how do we pay for something like this, just functionally?
This will come from the account we have set up. You have $500,000 in that account.
Do we just give you the receipt? Is that how it works?
Yep, just have the invoices for it, or we can order it for you. Either way, it's probably easier for us to order it for you. Once you get everything set up, you can send it to us and we can place the order.
Oh, okay. I wonder how long that kind of thing takes for them to make it and ship it back.
Let's reach out to Sarah Raposa, who did all of this for the townwide master plan and for the state hospital redevelopment. I know that when she was doing her handouts and her magnets and everything, she had a company that she used that I think was a 2 or 3 day turnaround. So we can reach out to her and ask her who she used.
Okay.
What kind of quantity do you think would need?
Probably more than the 500.
I was thinking the same thing.
And we're gonna be using these over the course of whatever time period. Any
Yeah.
function we have, we're gonna have them there. And any leftovers, we can each take a 50 ourselves. Cover the fridge.
Eat a lot of chips.
Yeah, and the only thing we're gonna have on it, I think we talked about was just the website, right?
Yeah, so
Because
if we do MSBC and the website, right? And it's at our booth and right?
Yeah, no, I just, if someone comes home with like 10 of those things from, 10 different booths, I want to make sure that they know which one, what it is. So
And maybe there's room to write Medfield School Building Committee on it. I'm not sure. I'm not looking at the picture of the clip to know if it's
or the the block M and then SBC, you know what I mean? Something that we
Yeah.
can kind of condense, and then the website. Okay,
And Carolyn, do you want me to do the MSBA write-up as well, too? Is that gonna be part of the one pager?
Yeah, do you think, what do you mean, is in term helping us write it, or?
No, I think at the last meeting you asked me to put together something for, like, what is MSBA?
Oh, right,
It's
yes.
part of the handout.
You know, that'd be good. Actually, we could do, maybe we could have two handouts then, right? Because I'm assuming we have a little table in front of us, so we could have
Right.
the clips, what we've done, and by the way, this is one of, that would help us also sort of start conversations about the survey, because it came out of the survey.
Okay.
And speaking of that, Jeff, it is August. Have we heard
Yeah,
anything?
they're still doing their due diligence,
Okay.
I think.
how about like, I lost my train, pictures, like something like, do we want to involve any pictures of like the current school? Like, I don't know. We've got thousands of them.
Scare the families of the 4th and 5th graders. That,
I mean, it could be just, could be a bunch of
Well-
happy kids in a circle too, you know what I mean? Like,
I mean, it wouldn't, if, I mean, I'm assuming everyone knows Dale Street, but maybe I shouldn't. There might be, we might be able to say, are you familiar with Dale Street School? And it's, you know, down the road here, and we had some pictures. Here's the outside pictures, and then here's some inside pictures.
like, I'm just thinking like if we have a tent, we want to hang up a couple of things of, or maybe just, if we have all these facts written on a handout, that's great. So we want to highlight a couple of them and put them on a poster board, just so that people can, if they're walking by, they can see like, we need a new school. Like, I don't, I'm just, I don't want it to be so plain that, I don't know. I don't
we
want to
have-
spend money that's useless either.
I'm assuming we could repurpose, Jeff, the general kid/class pictures that are on the website. If they're on there, they're fair game to use.
Yeah, we have a lot on Twitter as well. I know Steve's got a lot on Twitter. I have some on Twitter, so we would be able to use some of those pictures as well.
So if we had, let's just say we take some poster board, and one would be some nice pictures of kids and things happening at the Dale Street School. We should definitely have a picture of the outside, right? So that people know what school we are talking about if they don't.
Yep.
And then I think even if you had one poster board, you had a big picture of the outside, and around it maybe some of the inside. Here's some of the, you know, here's some of the reasons that we need to, you know, make a new school or rehab. Do you have any, did you take any inside for the last go around of?
Oh, yeah. We have a little bit dated ones now, but absolutely, there's lots of those hanging around.
Yeah, it hasn't gotten any better, so yeah. The dated ones will still work.
They've done some nice job with some painting and things like that, though. I'll give them
Oh,
a
yeah,
lot
for
of
sure.
credit.
Yeah.
Yeah, we try to do a little bit each year before the school year starts, because as you say, Carolyn, you want to make sure that, you know, there's still great educators and great things going on in the school, and you don't want to make sure you're scaring people off, because it's a deterrent or a detriment to the teachers that are there and the kids that are in the building.
Yeah, I agree. You definitely want kids and families to know we have great teachers and great programs going on. And it's a physical piece that we're concerned about. That's our focus.
Okay.
And then we need to get our hands on however many easels to match up with the poster boards, 2 or 3 of them.
Okay.
And I can bring something like a couple of bricks and some string to weight them down, so they you tie them down a bit with some big alligator clips.
Awesome.
Yeah, last year, a lot of, remember, it was really windy, and a lot of people having trouble with their booths staying up.
Yep. We
Yeah,
can
let's
get that
hope these
sorted.
work better. All right. All right, let me go through this again. So just so I'm clear. So the one page of communications committee, I'm gonna wait for Robert on the banner. And Carolyn, I'm happy to help there. The buyout questions, I'll send out the email. Just email me back, or candidly, if you have, I'll have my cell on the email that I send out too, if you just want to text it. Either way is fine. Ship clip, Christine, who was the person we were gonna reach out to, and were you gonna reach out?
I'll reach out to Sarah Raposa and ask her who she used, because I know they had a fairly quick turnaround time.
Thank you. And maybe Carolyn, once you guys have the look, we'll just communicate with Sarah.
Sure,
Okay,
we'll do that, and then, and I can even walk it over to Christine if we find out the company, and I can show you, and then we can
okay,
probably pick it out online together.
Yeah, I just sent Sarah an email to just let me see if she could send me her contacts that she had.
Okay.
and then, the pictures, do you want me to start digging into some? And maybe just, Carolyn, maybe I'll just communicate with you directly, because I don't want to break any laws here, but I'll say, hey, what do we think of these pictures? And kind of go from there. You guys can discuss it among your group.
Yep, that'll work out fine.
Okay. I got a question here. Might be able to add the town seal from Chris McHugh. Yeah, I mean, we can always put the town seal in there as well. Because we are technically a committee of the town. So thank you. And then Bill, welcome to the meeting. You missed out. We're gonna send out a sign up genius for the 23rd of September. Hopefully we'll have about 2 people. Medfield Day is 10 to 4, so we'll just try to man it with 2 people as we go. But people on the call have been very generous with their time that day, so sounds like we'll have a bunch of people. And I guess Michelle, when you or Kristen, when you send it out, maybe don't allow it to only answer 2. Like if you can be there for, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like if there's 4 people or whatever, like I would feel bad if I could be there for a couple of hours and Bob's been there for 3. Like I can certainly relieve him if he wants to go home or whatever. Okay.
Yeah.
So whatever that looks like.
And I can do, I feel the same as Bob, but first of all, I can walk over there and, you know, I've already blocked out the day. So as long as we just, you know, there's people there and you can come and go and people can take a break or get something to eat or whatever
Okay,
they need to do.
great. I think that's it. I mean, really what we're just trying to do is get the message out that we exist. And we want people to go to the website, we want them to sign up for, you know, come to these meetings. Although this one isn't super exciting, but generally speaking, like that's kind of the goal here, right? We need involvement. And we need every voice to be heard. So okay.
So I just throw the one other idea that we talked about a couple times, but I'm not sure about last time was, did we want to try to do any kind of a quick survey question there at all? We're probably not ready for another formal survey, but I guess we haven't given enough information out to do that, so I'm going to take that back. I guess it should be too much to put it all together, I think, by then.
Yeah, you're probably right. I think that'd be a good, I mean, honestly, if we just get people talking to us as the committee while we're there, I think that's an important part of it. What
Yes.
are we trying to do? So really, I think maybe Carolyn, whenever you meet next with the subcommittee, whether it be through the town or directly to the group itself, maybe just a summary of how it is, or you know what I mean? Like, or just maybe we can listen into it, whatever it may be. Just so we're kind of in tune, and we should probably book our next meeting now.
Yeah, and I
I'm
actually
thinking-
wanted to book the communications now for a couple meetings, so I get Bill and Bob here, so.
Okay,
And
Um,
before we get off that, the booth, should we have a couple of clipboards so we can gather more emails from people?
oh, great idea.
Yes, that's a great, yeah.
And maybe a less great idea, do we want to have a clipboard or so if people have comments they want to leave with us or they would like to write down? Or is that sticking the neck out too far?
I mean, our comments, we read a fair amount of them from the last survey of the 1,200 people we got to respond, so I'd be okay with that. Let's see. I don't know.
Yeah, it just, I mean, they're gonna talk to us and say things, but if they write it down, then we won't forget and we can.
Yeah.
Do you run into like they write down we got to archive everything, upload it, scan it, like so I would just thoughtful about the amount of work we want to take on.
Yeah, so Christine, we're not gonna have, there's 12 of us, not gonna have 7 people there, I don't think, because otherwise it'd be the quorum would have to be posting, right?
We can post for you to be there though. That's fine. That's not a problem. If you all show up at exactly the same time and you're there all day, that's fine.
Okay, then let's just do that to cover ourselves and.
Yeah,
in case,
Not a problem.
Okay, thank you.
Nope, I'm gonna send it, email to Brittany right now to post for you.
Great, thank you. I think the clipboards are a great idea. Maybe it's a email address, name, and then comment. So they only give them like, like you can only write 20 characters here. You know what I mean? If you want to do something like all in one, that might be, or a small line behind it, like comment. So I'm envisioning an email address or a name, an email address, and like just comments about a new school or something like that. I don't know. Maybe, and we can just scan those in, Bill. I don't think that'd be the end of the world.
Well, will we have to keep the address separate from the comment? Because then we're associating a comment with an address, which can identify a person, which is clearly going to be in our archives. That's why I was suggesting separate initially. And is it even a good idea, or just listen to people, remember what they say, we make our own notes?
I
Yeah,
would say my suggestion would be there to help notify and educate, hear feedback and commentary, bring that back to the group. And then possibly, depending upon the types of things that we hear, there's a follow-up survey to the community to capture additional information where on topics that we think it's, people have more to say.
So just take notes, Kristen, too. That's what you're saying. Yeah.
And outside of that, I think we need to focus on what the goal of the booth is, right? And it's to bring awareness and to get people to sign up for the email distribution list, which is what we talked about last time. So I think we should really focus on those top 2 things and doing those top 2 things well, and worrying a little less right now about the feedback, because we know we have other avenues to make sure we're getting feedback. Like, we should be listening to the feedback, but I don't want to Bill's point, worry about archiving it in a way that someone comes up and is like, I told you this at Medfield Day, that this was important to me. And then we're on the hook for that later on.
So along those lines, I could create one of those poster boards with the QR code that links directly to our sign up page. And it can say, sign up for SBC email blasts with the QR code, so people could do it right then.
You could have the QR code on the sheet that we're handing out as well.
Yeah, that would be great. Have it several different places.
Yeah, I mean, multiple QR codes can link to the same website. So
Yeah.
Why don't I do that? Okay. Okay, great. All right, want to look at probably getting together once before Medfield Day? Is that fair? And this was 40 minutes. I think something along those lines would be sufficient if we have our ducks in a row, which it sounds like we're going to. We're back in non-summer mode, next week. So I'm happy to do in person, but I'm also happy to do this again. This is pretty convenient for everybody, I think. What are your thoughts on virtual or in person? Doesn't matter. If it's in person, it would be later at night. If it's, I think this time probably is better virtually.
Agreed with that.
Okay. So we want to just do a virtual one? Maybe week prior or even, I'm traveling the week prior, but I don't necessarily have to be there if Meredith is.
Or you want to do like the 7th? I know that'd be hard for Jeff and Steve, I guess, because school is opening, pretty busy week.
How about the 12th or 13th for people? Again, I think it probably would be a 40-minute meeting. I don't, if our agenda is, coordinate Medfield Day. And then maybe our next meeting, we can get back into, talking about some of the other things we discussed prior. Do either of those days pop out as being bad or good for you guys? Tuesday, the 12th or 13th around 5?
13th no good for me, but
Mike, just to give you a heads up, the Dale Street open house will be on the 12th. Just to give, so I won't be able to make it, but also just for parents and stuff.
Yep. Again, I think we're just coordinating Medfield Day, so probably not going to have a ton of external attendees, but that's good to know, Steve. Thank you. Well, what other dates? I mean, you guys tell. I mean, 13th is bad for Bill. I can do. We could do the week of the 18th. I just can't be there unless it's on Friday. I get back Thursday night.
That's a little late, just in
Yeah,
case.
I think so too.
But
What about the 11th?
don't worry about me for the 13th. I may be able to dial in too. So if it's just coordinating, just go ahead and do it.
What if
11th?
we did the 12th early again at 5, Steve? I don't know what time open house is. If we did a Zoom at 5, does that get us out of the way?
Yeah, it is. We're gonna do something different this year where parents and kids are coming in. So I think we're doing like a 5 to 7. It might be alphabetical, but I could still try to pop on for some of it, especially if Mike said it's gonna be about a, maybe a 40-minute meeting. So, and again, for any parents that are here, like Michelle, there would be obviously time outside that meeting for them to come in that night. So don't hold it on me, but I can definitely make it, something work from the office, especially if it's a Zoom.
You'll be busy, Steve. There's no way you're going to be able to do
Yeah,
that.
I didn't know it was that early. How about the 14th?
How about the 11th? Tony said the 11th, Monday the 11th. I have a meeting up until 5:15. I can do 5:30.
I could do 5:30 on the 11th.
Tony's good. Jeff's good. Michelle's good. Kristen.
Works for me, thanks.
All right. Let's book it for the 11th. 5:30.
Will this be the only agenda item to further discuss Medfield Day?
I would love to
Approval of the minutes.
approve the minutes, just to get that behind us.
Perfect.
And if you guys did not receive those emails in your SBC accounts, whenever you check them over the next couple of days, can you just write me a note? Because I sent it to the SBC address that popped up automatically. So I think that's everybody. But, okay.
So can I ask the Bob and Bill, can you guys by any chance do this week, the 24th, for us making the highlight sheet, because I'd like to do 2 meetings, one to, write it, then edit it, rough traffic kind of thing. I know it's short notice.
I'm also happy to help support that effort. So not on that subcommittee, but if you need a hand in creating that, writing that up, getting content for it, I'm happy to help.
Well, that'd be great. If we started, then maybe you and I could get together, Kristen, and go over it.
Yeah, that's great.
Just put other eyes on it. So like Wednesday or Thursday this week, Bob and Bill, are you guys around?
I have a
Answer is-
this week, Carolyn, so I'm kind of toast for the rest of the week.
Okay. I don't know, because Teresa's not here. Bob, are you around Thursday? Yeah?
Yeah.
Why don't we, I gotta write the agenda to post it in time, which means for tomorrow morning. Why don't we do 7 o'clock, Bob, you and I? And we'll try to get Teresa there. There'll be 3 of us. And then Bill, I'll make it in a shared document on Google, so you can, if you take a look at it.
Yep.
After we get the draft. I know you did a great job of sort of already kind of doing this. Remember, you wrote something about what we've done so far?
Yeah,
Remember?
a long time ago.
It was a long time ago, but you really had already sort of started. I thought it'd be important. So we could take a stab. I might even use some of the stuff you did. And then if you just take a look at it and, maybe over the weekend, and then maybe Kristen and I can look at it. And so if that's the 24th at 7, Bob, you want to meet in person over at the town hall?
I'll have to do it remotely. I'll be down in Lakeville.
Okay. All right. So we'll do Zoom. Okay. You and I, and then hopefully Teresa. And then how about, let's see, one more meeting. So we're meeting the 11th. How about the week with the 30th or 31st in it, or 6th or 7th of September? Bill, are you around for either one of those?
'30th, no good.
Okay.
I'm sorry, I'm just like, there's a lot of stuff.
Yep. No worries.
Those days are okay for me.
I can do the 6th.
The 6th. Okay. That would be great, because then if we really had to do something, it'd give you another week to do it, to get it done. So we'll do the 6th. Do you want to do by Zoom on the 6th?
I can do either way on that. I can meet at the town
Yeah.
hall.
Maybe easier just do it in person if we can.
Okay. All right. So the 6th in person will be town hall. I'll do it for 7 like we've done before. Writing this a little bigger so I can see it. Okay, on the 6th. And so we'll have the first Zoom, and then we'll have an in person, and then in between we'll try to get as much editing done as I can. And Chris and I will give you a yell to sort of help out with that. And at least we'll have that part done. And then I will in between that time, I'll also get talking with Robert right away about the banner.
Yeah, and if you need anything, Carolyn, or whatever, just please reach out. I hate to put like a lot of this material on just the subcommittee. There's more of us too, so just let me know is all I'm asking.
Yep. Well, if
And-
you're working on the posters with the pictures, that'll be a big
Yeah,
piece.
I'll get going on those, and I'll get going on the yeah, exactly.
Okay.
And just a random question on meeting dates. What is the status of the September 11th, 9/11 holiday? Does that affect having meetings at all? No. Okay.
Good question. While we're here, do we want to just put one on the calendar for like end of September, beginning of October? Maybe a recap of Medfield Day. And then also kind of next steps for us as a committee. I know, we had some ideas, we talked about timelines a little bit. We can dig back into site selection a little bit more. We could talk about, organizing ourselves around educational outreach. We talked about surrounding towns, what they've done in the last 5 years, like things of that nature. Do we want to kind of dive into some of those topics come, I don't know, first week of October? I'm just throwing some things out here now.
Do we
Uh,
also still have the energy committee that wants to, do they still want to get in front of the group?
Yeah, they do, and I do want to hear them talk. I just think it's super premature for that. Not that it's not important, it's just that, I just don't think that there's anything to talk about quite yet.
Hey,
I
Mike,
think-
oh, sorry.
No, I was
to
gonna
be
say Jeff
fair,
and Steve anyway, so you're probably going where I was gonna go.
I had the opportunity this past week to visit the new Ashland Elementary School, the Mindus School, which they are opening up in September. And it's a 3, 4, 5 school. It'd be a nice little field trip this fall for us. Maybe you could take someday after school, all of us meet over there and just take a walk through. It's a really good example of how you can build an elementary school adjacent to a current school and then knock that school down once the new one's built. So they did a really good job with it over there. And I know that they'd be happy to have us. And what made me think of it too is that in our school, we were looking at doing the geothermal, and when we had proposed a couple of years ago, and they have that running in there. And I was there, and it was a pretty warm day, and the entire building was 68 degrees, and there was no AC, no HVAC in that whole building. It's just all done through geothermal. It worked really, really well. So just things to consider as we go down the road, but it might be a nice field trip for us to go see just, what it could be if we end up building a new school and not, do an ad reno. So just something to throw out there.
That sounds interesting. I'd certainly like to go see that.
I would too.
Jeff, can I just ask, because when we're thinking about that, we talked about it last time. If we ended up on the Dale Street property and we wanted to build new and then knock down that field there, we talked about, whether that is something we can use or not use. The baseball field.
Mhm.
Do we have any,
Veterans Field, I think it was called.
yeah. Do we have any updates? So who do we talk to sort of find out whether that field is something the schools can use or it's off limits or?
Yeah, I don't know. I talked with the retired veterans agent about it, and they had some monies left over from when they did a project like 10 or more than 10 years ago now, probably like 13 years ago. And one of the things they had left on the agenda was putting some signage there, because apparently that field was named Veterans Field many, many, many years ago. There was never any signage put up there. So that's the only communication I had, is that they wanted to just see if we would be willing to put some signage up there. But it never came up during the last, rendition of what we were doing there. We had lots of different renditions of what a school would look like there, and that never surfaced. So,
So in those renditions, were you using the field at
yes,
all?
absolutely.
Were using it. So Christina, I just don't want to get us in so we put a sign up, because they have some money and they want to put a sign. I don't want to get us in a place where somehow suddenly the field is off limits.
Let me do some research and see when it was approved by town meeting and if it ever went through town meeting. And I'll reach out to Richard DeSorga to talk to him about it as well.
That would be great, thanks, because
Yep.
I think, if that's an option we've talked about before, about
Sure.
the new school and knocking down. To me, visually feels like we'll need part of that field. I'm not saying we wouldn't recreate a field somewhere, but I just want to know if we really can use that.
Yeah, I mean, recreating a field and keeping the name of the old one would probably satisfy that,
Right.
in my opinion, but that's just.
Agreed. And again, it never, during that whole process last time, that never came up as an issue. I was contacted by the retired veterans agent in February about it. So they were trying to get rid of the money that they had in that account. So that's the first time I'd heard of it.
Okay.
Okay, going back to, kind of, next date in person, what does everyone's schedule look like? Maybe first week of October. Let the Medfield, really it'd be a Medfield Day recap. And then maybe at that time, we can schedule a site visit to Ashland. When does the school open, Jeff? In September?
Yeah, the day after Labor Day.
Okay.
So they still have a lot of site work to do, but they're ready to roll right after Labor Day.
Maybe, maybe we get back in person like October 3rd or something like that. Heard one yes. Bill, it's good. Carolyn's good. Michelle, yes. Thank you, Tony. Kristen, great. All right, why don't we schedule that? 10:03,
7 o'clock?
7 p.m. Christine, can you help book the public safety building?
Yep, all set. I just sent Brittany a message, so we should be good.
It's like immediate with her. It's awesome.
Christine,
let-
should I send the agenda for Thursday to you in the morning or Brittany?
You can send it to both of us.
Okay.
We have a very busy morning tomorrow morning, but between the two of us, we'll get it posted during the day.
And that's enough time if I'm doing 7 at
On
9.
Thursday. Yeah.
Okay.
All right, so 9/11 virtual 5:30 p.m. and then 10:03 7 p.m. public safety building. I think that's good. We got a little work to do for Medfield Day, which I think is great. I'm looking forward to like getting out and talking to some people. Hopefully we can spread the word. So I'll get working on, and like Carolyn, like I said, I'll the risk of emailing everybody, which I'm going to try to avoid. I'll start sending some pictures and some ideas and things like that. And I have your next date, so maybe I'll get them. I'll get some to you, probably not by Thursday, but by the second meeting, and you can say yay, nay, that looks good, don't use that, something like that. And then we'll go from there.
Okay, that sounds great.
Just to have somebody else get some eyes on them and say, yeah, that looks good. If the 3 of you or the 4 of you rather look at that, that'd be good.
Yep.
Okay. Okay. Oh, one more question and answer. Hold on. Another idea for the booth from Christine Potts again. A hand stamp, maybe a basic schoolhouse shape or an apple for any little kids who come by. It's a fun and easy way to engage them while talking to parents. She was a hand stamper at a recent fair and it was fun. Thank you, Chris. Yeah, I mean, or maybe like some candy or something too, right? Like maybe we can just, yeah. I think we can get creative with some things to entertain a child while we're trying to talk to their parents about why we need a new school. Maybe we'll brainstorm a little on that.
Yeah, why don't you add that to the agenda for the next big meeting and then we can, that's a good idea to have something, parents are there with the kids and
Right.
kids will get bored quick.
Only we can find someplace to go buy candy in bulk.
All right. With that said, I'm happy to listen to a motion to adjourn the meeting.
Motion to adjourn.
Second,
All right, we're gonna do roll call around the table, around my screen, if you don't mind. Tony,
Yep, Tony Papatonis, present.
Michael Weber, yes. Jeffrey?
I'm non-voting.
Oh, that's right. Michelle?
Michelle Kirkby, yes.
Bob?
Bobini, yes.
Carolyn?
Carolyn Casey, yes.
Kristen?
Kristen Simonini, yes.
Bill?
Bill Warner, yes.
Mather?
Mather Eldridge, yes.
Thank you, everybody. I appreciate the time tonight.